Okay, fine, Sneha. So let's get started. So this is actually what I wanted you to develop, but I actually did not told you yesterday how to do this part. So this is fine. You will be able to do it. But what about the detail view controller? We have not learned till now. How do we pass data from one screen to another screen, right? Okay, so let's do that. So what I would like to you to do is, let's say, I will explain it in this app, and then you can implement in this app. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So what we'll do, yeah, recording is fine. So we are doing this, and so we have a student data model with student ID, student name, and courses, right? And then we have student data manager, which has these values, right? Yeah. Now, what I want to do is, whenever you will tap on Sneha, I want to go to a detailed screen and I want to see all the courses that Sneha has enrolled. Yeah. Okay. Similarly with other students. Got it? Yeah. Okay, fine. So, what I will do first, I will embed this thing in a navigation controller. Yes, the reason why I'm embedding this in navigation controller is any navigation related things that you do when you are navigating from one screen to another screen. When you are actually leaving your screen and going to the other screen, those yes, places we will use navigation controller. Okay, so then this is fine. Now let's set a title to my navigation. So let's say, okay, let's bring it here. Okay, do it from here. Title. So let's say we'll say students. Okay, and or let's say something like iOS. Okay, no. Or I think that's fine. Students. Okay, and then so now we have a title on the navigation, and then I have a table view which displays this. And then if I click on this, I will be able to go to the detail screen. So let's design a detail screen. So how do I add a new screen? I'll go plus and then we go view controller. Yeah, view controller. Right? So I'll drag a view controller, and this is going to act as my second screen, right? So in the second screen also I have to display. So it depends on the use case. Okay, so for your use case, you may have some images and all, but for me, because it is just a list of courses, I will here use a table view only. Yeah. Okay, so let's add a table view. Let's make it full screen. Tick, 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 tick. 0, 0, 0, 0. So margins. Done. Let's drag. Let's update. Let's add one. Let's select cell. And then let's do the delegate data source. That's it. Fine. Now that we have done this, okay, can you tell me that from how user will navigate from this screen to this screen? By tapping on where the user should tap. I'm not getting, sir. Okay, so from this screen, a user has to come to this screen, correct? Yeah. So you can drag and drop in the one script here. Okay, but from where I should drag? First screen to there. Yes, oh, this to the here. Here only, from here to here? Yeah. Okay. So, what the question that tell me. No, one second, sir. I think we have to give the navigation to drag and drop to here. Okay, so the question that I have is, let's say what action end user will take to come to this screen. He will tap on that cell. Yes, yes. Correct? Is that right? Yeah. So he should tap on these cells, and then if when tap on this cell, he will go to the detail. Correct? Yeah, in there. So similar. So and let's say there was another use case where there was a plus button. Okay, and on tapping on plus button, I will navigate to this. So that might be another use case, right?
Yeah.
So first you need to understand what is the user behavior, what is the user experience requirement. So my requirement is on tapping on cell, I should come to this screen, correct?
Yes.
So I will select the cell, okay?
Yeah.
And then from the cell, I will drag to this view controller.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes. Yeah.
And then I will say show. Okay.
Yes.
Now let's then okay. So now one screen I have added, but where it should I write the code? I don't. This view controller belongs to this screen. I need to create another view controller for this screen, correct? So let's create one more view controller, which is the detail view controller. So Cocoa Touch class detail view controller. Next, done. Now what we'll do? Okay, fine. So now again, we'll just I'll be very quick. You already know all this. Okay, so what I will do here is firstly, okay, tell me. Let's go back. Now I want you to understand this, okay? This is a very common thing that you will do in most of these applications, okay? So this is why you should really understand this very well, okay? Whatever I'm going to explain now. In this students, okay, I need to click on something and I need to come to this screen, correct? Okay. So this screen I want to display data of the selected student. Yes. Correct. So what? So there in this students array, if you go back here, I created an array with student data model. Correct, which will have my all the data that is required by this view controller. Yes. Correct. What do you think data I should add here? What will this detail view controller use to populate the data? What should be, what this should be? The particular the data will be what to add. You are right. You are right. So that particular data. Yeah. Correct. So what is the data type of that particular data? Like we click on the top of the first cell. So in the student name, I think first we are giving, right? The one first data type. If we have to click, we have to declare that data type on the student name or first one. Okay. So what you are saying is we will say something like student name. Name. Data type might be string, huh? Yes, string. Okay. Okay. What about then courses? I need courses also to be displayed, right, in the detail screen. Okay, we same thing. We are giving the like this. Course of the student, like we. Is this like that? Yeah. Okay. What is data type of courses? It is string, right? Yeah, array the string. Okay. So okay. So okay. Okay. Now let's think in a broader way. Let's say that you have 10 data that you would like to display here in this screen. Are you going to create 10 instances? No? Correct? What do you think you will do? You got the problem, no? So this will work, but this is not ideal because you may have to display some 10 items. So tell me what data type I should use. Student more. Excellent. Student model. Excellent. Because we are giving the student model to in the model view, we have to create the data type student model. Absolutely. So this student model will have all the details, name, courses, whatever, right? Yeah. Similarly, if you work on a grocery application, right, you have to display all the product details. So you can have something like a product model here, which will have all the details, right? Very good. So I will say where student student model. Correct? Yeah. Okay. Now actually this student I just want to change the name from student to selected student. Yeah, selected student. Why selected student? Because we are select the particular in the cell, right? Correct. Correct. So whatever is the selected student, I want this details here. Yeah. Correct? Okay, good. So I have kept that selected student, and then here what I will do. Okay, so let's again
Once
हाँ,
again,
tell me.
we given the student model the optional here in the
Okay, because I so it is just safer to so there are two reasons. One, it is safer because it may or may not have the data. Any
okay.
student may or may not have the data.
Okay.
Secondly, what is the other option? If I don't give this, okay,
Mhm.
I will have to use option. If I don't do this, then the other option is this. Here I have to initialize my student
Okay,
ID,
all the details. Okay.
but I don't know those details now.
Yes.
So this is why I'm using optional.
Okay.
It was a very good question, Sneha. Okay,
Okay.
fine. So this is done. Now let's quickly add my extension. Okay, sorry. Extension detail view controller, and then here we will implement those table view. Detail view controller, we have to tell the storyboard that this is my detail view controller, correct?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'll go here in the identity inspector and I'll say detail view controller. Now I'll go back here and then I will say UI table view, UI table view delegate, and then UI table view data source, and then I'll implement very quickly. Yeah, I'll just this. Okay, add the stubs. This is yeah, easier. So I'll just return. Let's return 3 now. We will
Yes.
change it.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Return 3, and then here let's set equal to
Let's
table view. So
take you. Okay. Next.
that's path. Then set dot text label dot text equal to let's say for now I use we will change this. Okay, I will. Okay, this is fine. This is fine, and then okay, and then what we want is we want a title. Correct?
Yeah. Title.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's run this. Then we'll proceed. Okay, so now we have students, correct?
Yeah.
I have here as a navigation title, I have these students. If I let's click on Sneha, see, I can see 3 times
I
I
was.
was,
Yeah. Yeah.
correct? So now if whatever if I click, I'm able to go now, correct?
Yeah.
So now what I want, I just want to make one change now. Okay, one more thing is whenever I'm coming here, right? I want to display here the student name, whatever is selected,
Title.
at the title.
The title.
Correct.
Okay.
So any screen, any when you have a navigation, you can use screen dot title. So let's say let self dot title equal to, and here you can use whatever you want. Okay. So you can say whatever. Let's say Sneha, and let's see. Let's click Sneha. Here we have Sneha, right? Okay. So now this
The self dot title.
self dot title. So title is nothing but the title of the screen, which appears here.
Okay.
Okay, so now what I want is this Neha also, this should be dynamic. When I'm clicking on here, it should be Tarun.
Yeah.
Correct? So that also I need. So this is fine. So we have a basic UI ready, but now we have to change it to actual data. Okay, now let's see how we can do that. Okay, so firstly, what I have to do is I have to understand what student was selected, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go back to view controller. Okay. Now, whenever you are navigating from one screen to another screen, if you see in the detail view controller, whenever we added that, I got some boilerplate code already for the navigation.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a function called prepare for segue. So this is the
Yeah.
function which is used in navigations. Okay, we
Yes.
will not need anything here, so I'll delete it. We will need it here in the view controller. So wherever you are navigating, you will need it there. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have view did load. Just below view did load, I will implement that function. So the
Okay.
function is prepare for segue. Prepare for segue. This is the function. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what is segue?
I'm not getting.
What is segue?
No, sir. No.
Segue is this line.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
These arrows are segues.
Yes,
So
segues.
now what I'm basically saying is whenever this arrow thing is executed, so this arrow means what? This cell, what we have done, we have clicked on that cell and we have dragged, correct? So whenever
Yeah.
that action is done, then this function will be called prepare for segue. So any navigation, if you navigate from one screen to another screen, and if you have prepare for segue, this function will be called. Okay.
Without using the navigation, the screen, the storyboard also we can write the code, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is not dependent on storyboard. You can write it,
Yeah.
but you need navigation for writing this code.
Yeah.
You should have a navigation.
Yes.
Okay. Then this is fine. Prepare for segue, and we will do the same thing with Swift UI. Swift UI will not have any storyboard, so I'll show you that also.
Okay.
Okay. So prepare for segue, and then okay. So then what we have to do? We have to do a couple of steps here. First, identify which cell was tabbed. Okay. Then identify which student was selected based on the selected cell index, right? Cell index was tagged. So, okay, what is cell index? What is cell index for the first one? I'll run it. Okay, so this is my screen, right? So, what is the cell index of Sneha? What is the index?
Yes, Neha is there.
What is the index? Index.
801. I'm not getting.
Index. Index arrays have
Zero.
zero, correct? Yeah. So this index is 0, this is 1, this is 2, correct?
Yeah.
So first, whenever user taps on a particular cell, I need to know whether it is 0, 1 or 2,
Yeah.
correct? Based on that, I will have to identify what was the student, right? So first I will identify the cell index, then based on that cell index, I will identify the student. Once I've identified the student, I will create an instance of I'll create an instance of detail view controller, and then I'll set the selected item, whatever. It can be selected student, selected product, selected car, whatever, right? So set the selected item to the selected. Okay, so let's keep it student only. So to the selected student identified above. Identified above. This is it. That is all you need. Okay. So let's go one by one, step by step. So first, I need to identify the cell index. Cell index can be identified from the table view. Table view will know which cell was tabbed. Okay. So firstly, I need to create an instance of the table view. So let's go back to the main.storyboard. Let's bring this back here, and then let's go to my view controller, and then let's drag a table view. So I am creating an outlet of the table view. Okay. Student table view. Done. I have created the outlet for student for the table view because I need to access the table view in order to find out which cell was tabbed. Okay. So now what I will do here to for this identifying which cell was tabbed, what I can say let selected index is equals to, I'll say student table view dot index part for selected row dot row. So index part dot selected row dot row will actually give me which index was tabbed, whether it was 0, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is done. Now then next, what is the next step? Identify which student was selected based on the index. So you tell me one thing. How can I get stud Tarun if I will tell you that 2 is selected? So, so I already have a students array here.
Yeah.
Correct. What is students array to second index? What it will have?
Yeah, second index is the third one. The Tarun is there.
Tarun. So Tarun's Tarun object, student model object will have the details if I do students and then bracket 2.
Yes.
Correct. So I'll show you here, then maybe you can understand better. So I can say let selected student equal to students, and then I will say selected index. Okay, so selected index, first I understood whether it was 0, 1 or 2. Then what I'm saying is, okay, this is optional thing, so we will unwrap it. If let, okay, or better here only, and then put everything inside. Okay. Okay, so what is this line of code? Student selected index, firstly I got 0, 1 or 2, and then whatever is 0, 1 or 2, I'm passing it to the students array to get the student object.
Yeah.
Understood?
Yes, yes.
Okay, very good. Then we have next. Create an instance of detail view controller. So the instance of detail view controller will be created using segue.destination. So what I'll say let detail view controller equal to segue dot destination, and then I'll say as what is my class name, detail type view controller, correct?
Yes.
So this is how I will create an instance of my detail view controller. I'll use segue.destination. So segue.destination is where that segue is heading to. Segue is heading to my detail view controller, and I know that it is a detail view controller. So I'll say as detail view controller. Okay, and then lastly, what I have to do, I have to set the selected student to selected student identified above. So detail view controller have something like selected student, correct?
Yeah.
Equal to selected student. This selected student is this one. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So I will stop here because this function is extremely important for you to understand it. So tell me each line of code. If you have any doubts, tell me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, here I'm getting confusing. Why not in the optional will be using because we values are given or not that purpose or
You mean this one, if let one?
yes, yes.
Okay, this is because by default this is an Apple's implementation. So if you see index part dot selected row is, there is a question mark, it is optional.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is how Apple has implemented. Apple has told that this index part dot selected row is going to be optional. I'll also tell you why it is optional. Okay, but this is optional. Because this is optional, this entire data is optional. So I cannot use this optional data directly. So I'm using if let here.
If not,
Okay, to unwrap that optional and get that unwrapped value. The reason why Apple has created this as an optional is because let's say there is any array, for example. Okay, let's say there is an array, this particular array only. Whenever you will try to access that array, it will always be optional because at runtime, whenever you are running this application, there is no way for iOS to confirm that array will always have the data.
yeah.
Correct. Array may be nil, array may not have data, array may not have all the three data, array may have just one data, right? So this is why so there may or may not be data, that situation. And that's it, for that situation, we are using optional. So this is why Apple has implemented this as an optional.
Okay.
Fine. So, okay, so this if let is fine. Then tell me any other questions you have here?
No, last one, sir. You said the selected student to the student detail identity. Yeah, that one I'm confusing. Where will it go?
Yeah, so I think that maybe I should change the name. Let's make it student only first, because the names will create confusion. So here, this student is from where we have identified from this screen. This screen itself, we have identified that Tarun was selected. Now, if I go to this screen, if you see detail view controller, we have created a object saying selected student.
Yes, yes.
Correct. So we need to set the selected student from our previous screen.
Yeah.
Correct. So in my detail view controller selected student, which is nothing but this one, I am setting it here. to my
Yeah.
selected student.
Okay.
So prepare for segue is called just before the this screen is displayed. Okay, just before that navigation happens. So I will have all the data that detail view controller needs.
Okay.
Okay, so now
Yes.
we have Sneha. Can you tell me what I should replace? I'll be very happy if you can tell me. Instead of Sneha, what I should write?
Yeah.
What should I write here? Think about it.
In the title, can you
Instead of Sneha, I want to make it dynamic. I want
dynamic?
to say whatever student was selected, his name, correct?
Yeah.
From where I'll get for which student was selected?
Is a student model we have selected the student.
Correct. So this is selected student. We'll have that information.
Yeah.
So how can I use this? How can I get the name?
Confusing here.
So I need to set the title. Title should be student selected student's name.
Yeah,
Correct.
student selected student.
Yes. Selected student, and then what else? What else?
Selected student
How will you access the name of the student?
in the
I need the name, no?
yes
How will I get the name? Dot
dot student
name.
name. Yes.
Got it, right? So this is
Yeah.
the structure. So if I have to get any data from this structure, I can use dot.
Okay.
So to access those values, right? Okay, this is fine. You understood?
Yes, I understand.
Perfect. Then here, I want you to tell me what I should do here. Instead of returning 3, what I should return? Tell me.
Student.com.
Yeah, first let me check my student data model. Yeah, fine. This is fine.
Student model. 3 is
Yeah, tell me what I should do here.
yes, student students dot
Select a student, no? Select a student.
selected student count
Dot.
dot count.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the data type of selected student?
Am I getting sir?
What is the data type of selected student?
Yes, student model we are.
Student model, correct?
Yeah.
Student model is not really an array, no? So how can I use the count?
The optional is we are giving student model option.
But how can I use count? Count we can only use on arrays, right?
Yeah.
So here this thing was an array. If you see, students was an array, correct?
Yeah.
So I use students.count because students was an array.
Yeah.
Here in the detail view controller, selected student is the student model. How can I say student.count? And
We
I
can use the optional self dot.
no, the thing is what okay, so my question is okay, firstly let's ignore all this, okay? What would you like to display in the table? Tell me. In this detail view controller, what would you like to display?
In the selected student name we were in the we need to select.
Not
That
name, no? In the table.
in
Name
the
will be
table.
displayed
Yeah.
in the title.
Yeah, in that.
In the table, what will be displayed? Courses,
Courses.
correct? So
Yes.
all the courses I'll display in here in the table view.
Yes,
So
yes.
so whatever I'm
Separate.
selecting, let's say Tarun. So iOS, React Native, Android, all whatever, I should see that, correct?
Yeah.
So I should be displaying in the detail view controller the list of courses,
Okay. List of course. Okay.
correct? So tell me what I should do here.
Selected return selected student
Uh,
dot course.
Courses. Now courses is an array.
Yeah, array of dot count.
Dot count. Did you understand? Is it you understood, or you want me to explain this once again?
No, understood, sir.
Understood?
Yeah.
Good. Now, is there might be a possibility that there is a student maybe the student itself is nil, or student may not have the data,
Yeah.
any courses. So it may be nil, correct?
Yes,
So
today.
again we have to unwrap this. So this is, see, this is, there is a question mark here, right?
Yeah.
Because we are using optional, correct?
Yeah.
So student, selected student, because selected student is an optional, selected student dot courses dot count may be nil,
Yeah.
correct? So here
Yes.
also we can use if let we can use to unwrap that optional, or there is a better way. Okay,
Okay.
so I can say question, double question mark, and then I can say 0.
Okay.
So what it means is double question mark basically is another one of the ways of unwrapping optional. This, with a double question mark, I can specify a default value. Okay, so so what I'm saying here is, you try to return the count of my courses of the selected student, and if in case this is nil, you return
The million.
0.
Zero. Yeah.
0. So this is the default value. Okay,
Default.
you will use this double question mark a lot going forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is basically so whenever you have a default value, you can use double question mark. Whenever you
Yes.
don't have a default value, you use if let.
Okay.
Okay, so you tell me, is this line of code very clear, 100%?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now you tell me what I should do here. I will not tell. You have to tell. How can I display the courses of the student? Exactly as here we are displaying the
Yes.
student names.
The light.
Let me first delete this.
Here we to create.
Yeah. Now tell me what I should do. You have to tell me.
Light. I
Okay.
think we have to give the access to student course, right?
You are absolutely right. So what I should write here?
Light. Student. Course equal to
Okay.
student dot course. We give the access to student course.
Okay.
Student dot.
So selected student, no? Selected
Yeah,
student.
selected student.
Okay.
The course.
Dot courses. Because courses, what is the data type of courses?
Is a selected student.
Data type. What is the data type of courses?
Array of the data type.
Array of string.
Yeah. Array of the string.
Correct. So because it is array, no, whenever you are creating the variable name, always use plural.
Yeah.
Okay. So you, instead of course, you say courses.
Courses.
Because it will tell whoever is reading your code, it will tell you that it is an array, or it is a collection of data. Okay, this is just a general coding practice.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, this is done. Very good. Now what? Tell me what next. What I should do?
Next will be a cell dot detail.
Okay, detail text label only we'll use. So
Okay.
cell dot text label dot text
Yes.
equal to
Select student.
selected student. Why did you create these courses?
That because we give the access to that one.
So now you have
The
courses.
display we need to what we in the view in the cell.
Correct. So now you have all the courses, whatever the student has registered.
Yeah.
What I should display here? How can I display the courses? You have done, no, in your before this session started, I showed in your code.
Yes.
If you want, you can refer.
What courses? Selected student dot courses.
But selected student dot courses, you have already saved it in courses, no? So I can just directly use courses.
Yeah.
Now you are right. Whatever you are saying is actually correct. What you are saying is this. What I am saying is this, you have already saved here, no?
Yeah, give the only courses student.
Correct. So I give courses. Anything else?
Yeah, no.
No.
In the dot in.
So what is the data type of courses? Tell me.
Courses is the data array of the string.
Array of string. What is the
String.
data type of text? Cell.text_label.text is expecting a string.
String, yes.
Okay,
yes.
if you want, you can check this. So if you go here to text, you will
String
see
is
text is a string, correct?
Yeah.
So I should be passing a string. I can't pass an array
Yeah.
of string, correct? So
Yes.
this will not work, courses. So what I should do? You should also understand like why this is not going to work, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
now this will not work. Tell me how I can access each course.
Each course.
Okay,
We'll give the index path of that in the
yes, correct. So we'll give
index
index
path.
path.
Yeah. Course index path.
Okay, what is courses? Courses. Okay, why it is not working?
Index path dot.
Okay, courses. What is courses? Value of it now. Courses. Okay, so this is optional that I understand. So let's unwrap first if let courses and then let's try to do this. And then let's see what it says. If let courses and then let's do it again. Courses.
Dot index path.
Yeah. Okay. Because it was optional, no, it was not coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so again we did if let. Okay. Understood this thing?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Very clearly?
Yeah.
Out of 100%, how much?
Little bit confusing here. That why you give the text label of the optional text? That is.
Where? Here?
Yeah.
Okay, this is okay. So this is again. I have actually not given. So if you will actually write this label dot text, no, it will come. Okay, because
Why not given the detail of the text that one? We only take the text label.
okay, okay. Why I am not using detailed text label?
Yeah.
Because I don't need anything to be displayed. I want only iOS. No, I don't want anything to be displayed below this. Here
Okay.
I use detail because I wanted ID to be displayed.
Subtitle in the inside.
But here I don't. I just need one text. No.
Okay.
This is why.
Okay, understood, sir.
Okay. What else? Any more questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Let's run and check. What do you think? Will it work?
Yes.
Okay. Let's hope that it will work. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's select Tarun. Tarun. What is the course of Tarun? Let's verify. Let's test. Let's go to Student Data Manager. Tarun's courses are
the web.
iOS, React Native, and Web. And the name is Tarun. So both of these things are working correctly, right? I'll select Abhishek. Abhishek has only selected enrolled in iOS. Neha, iOS Android Flat.
Android filter, yeah.
Okay. Working
Yes.
correctly?
Yes.
As expected?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what I want you, so now what we understood, we learned about navigations. We learned about how we can handle multiple screens. How we learned how we can pass data from one screen to another screen.
Yeah.
And then we learned how we can use that selected data to populate our detail screen.
Okay.
Right. So what I want you to do is you will okay. Do you have the course structure? Let's. I should have somewhere. Let me see. I sent you. I mailed you the course structure. Did I mail you the course outline? Course outline. Yeah, this is the.
Yeah. The mail. Yes, I got it.
Okay. Okay. So what I want you to do is, I want you to let me download. So firstly, that thing is still there, okay? That car wala app is still pending. So that you will
Yes,
do.
I will do it, sir.
And then you will do this one. So I want this screen to look exactly like this. We
Like this.
have an image also.
Okay.
Okay. We have image circular. Okay. And then you have the entire screen as blue. You can see the font and all. I want this exactly. So whenever you will work on an actual app, you will get designs from the UX team, right? And
Yes.
then you have to implement based on the design. So this is the design, and this PDF I've already sent you in mail. So you refer that thing, and then so table views, navigation, data models, passing data between screens, dynamic row height. I have not taught. Maybe you can give it a try.
Yeah.
Okay, otherwise I'll cover. So what is dynamic row height? Do you know?
Row and height, like.
Yeah, see, this is one line, so this is standard height, but because this is two line, no, this is automatically this is larger.
Yes.
Right? This does not go by happen by default. If you will not handle this dynamic row height, then it will truncate. It will not display all the data.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to handle this. So all of these things you will handle, you will implement in this app. So see, this is same thing we did students, no, we displayed some names, then this was the student name, correct? And then we were displaying courses. What you will do, you will display quotes. So you will create an data model saying speaker. Okay, speaker will have image name, and then name, and then quotes array. Okay. Right? And then whatever is a selected speaker, you will go to this detail screen and you will print or display all the quotes said by that particular speaker. Okay, all this data you can get it from internet. So you can and this can be anything, your choice of speakers. You can choose any speaker you would like, uh, get the images and get the codes, and then form your data manager and then implement this app. Okay, and then make this yellow background. This should look exactly like this. Okay, I'll stop the recording. Sure.